situational awareness is huge.
The person who's like, how'd you get my number? Who is this? What is this about? Like very aggressively, you may just want to be like, hey, that's not a problem. Completely respect it. I'll make sure you don't get called from this number again and just hang up the number and get out of there. They don't know who you are, why you're calling, etc.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Outbound Fluff, No Sales. Today's episode, we are going to cover what is typically known as objections or objection handling, although we don't quite see it that way. In this episode, Ryan and I are going to cover a few specific scenarios, and we'll have a second part to this where we cover more of them. If you want us to cover a specific kind of challenge you're seeing on your calls, let us know what it is in the comment section below. As always, hit subscribe, follow along, drop comments down below if you want us to handle something specifically. I'm Ronan Pesar. This is Ryan Reiser. We're the Outbound Operators. Let's dive right into this one.
Yalla. Am I talking to the right person? They're probably going to say it's not me. We get that all the time. So you take a step back. Oh, that's interesting. I actually had you as this person at this company. Is that right? Yeah, that's me. Okay. Well, ask a question related to the role. Yeah. Okay. Well, then it is you. Right. Yeah. So you show me, you know me.
So let's do the quack example. Like they're selling the customer support. They call the customer success, VP of customer success. And the person goes, yeah, that's not me. I don't handle support.
So you take a step back. Oh, interesting. So I had you as the VP of customer success. That right? Yeah, that's customer success. So, okay. So sounds like what I'm hearing is as the VP of customer success, you're like an account manager. You're dealing with the clients one-to-one. You're probably not fielding tickets. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. We don't field. I don't field tickets, but I mean, like, my team gets involved when they need to.
Yeah. Fantastic. So that's exactly what I was calling.
Nice.
Move into it.
I actually think the not me one is one we've talked about this in the past episode, but like you got to watch out for it because a lot of times people use the not me to actually get you off the phone when in reality they might be involved in like deciding around whatever solutions they've got going on. All right, early in the call, you're getting through your opener and they're like, can you just get to the point? What is this about?
Yeah, so you should probably have some sort of expansion statement. I typically would frame this in a how format. So again, early on, what is this about? Well, I'm not sure if this is for you, but you know how people in their role title, so you're kind of confirming that quickly. You know how as a VP of customer success, you got this ticketing system that's powered by AI that promises that it's going to resolve all of your support issues, but in reality, it's just frustrating the shit out of your customers, and you have like it's impacting your CSAT score. Well, what we do is
nice.
You want to have some sort of reconfirmation. It's another way of going back to do I have the right person in the first place?
Yeah.
And then using somehow like the how framework.
Yeah, quick tip for everyone. If you don't already have a copy of it, the script Ryan and I use for Outbound Operator clients will be linked in the episode show notes. It's you can also find it on callblitz.com on their blog. It's the blog that says, I believe, 12-step script for 2x meeting booking, something like that. But we'll link it here for you guys to check out as well. It's designed to get you through all of the points of the call so that you can have the person's attention, start a conversation, and complete a conversation. Here's a good one, Ryan. How'd you get my number? This is my personal number.
Sounds like you're not getting a lot of calls on your personal number.
No, I do, and I'm just trying to figure out where they're coming from.
Yeah, so we have an amazing marketing team. They're ex-Israeli spy NSA type. I just said that one the other day. I was like, oh, we have like Navy SEALs of data. I was like, Navy SEALs? Like he's like, I used to be in the military, so I was really interested. Again, context matters here. How'd you get my number? It sounds like you're not getting a lot of calls on your personal phone. Like, no, I am. I'm just wondering, like you said. Oh, we have a marketing team. We subscribe to some premium tools, but in any case, move forward. If they keep hounding you, so it's like a red herring, right? Like it
is a red herring.
They're just trying to drive you off that. It's not a big deal if you keep going. If it's timely and relevant, typically you're going to move forward. If you get yourself into this trap, like, oh, I'm so sorry, the other thing is, how'd you get my personal number? Again, we have a great marketing team. They built this list for us. The reason for the call is this, but no, like where's it coming from? Oh yeah, no, but this is where you can be helpful too. Hey, sounds like you don't like getting calls on your personal number. I'm pretty sure one of the tools that we subscribe to, where most of this is coming from, is a tool called like Zoom Info. You familiar with them at all? No, I'm not. Okay, well, if you go to zoominfo.com, you can go and actually unsubscribe yourself out of the database. So I take a look at that. if you want to stop getting calls like this, but you're inside their databases. That's probably where we got our number. If not there, somewhere else. There's lots of tools like that on the market. Anyway, next
And
one.
then you move forward and you keep going through. Yeah. And actually, the reason for the call was just, and it doesn't hurt to keep moving forward, because a lot of times, like you said, it's red herring. They're trying to brush you off. And they may also say, like, yeah, I prefer an email, or yeah, I prefer you try me on my office line, and just keep going with it. Okay, I have your email, so and so. Is that the best one for you? Yeah. Does it make sense for me to tell you what I'm going to email you about, and you can let me know if this is something that is even
Relevant.
something you're thinking about, relevant, or if I'm off on my timing?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Is getting to that point where they understand why you're calling, not just the fact that it is a call and they don't want to be on it.
Well, and it's not even they may not even want to be on it. Again, timing and relevance matters all the time,
Yeah.
right? It's timing and relevance all the time. Relevance more than anything. Timing is the indicator of like immediate action. And also the way you're approaching that conversation in the first place. Where they come out and say, "How'd you get my number?" That's also, I mean, again, like you got to let me know when that's coming out. If it's at the very, very beginning, where did I get your numbers versus is very different than I do not take calls on my personal cell phone. Two different
Hey, can you remove me from your list? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, sounds like you don't wanna be called at this number. Yeah, I don't take calls like this. Like this? I mean, again, you gotta get a sense of where this is coming from, what's the actual general tone of the individual,
Mm.
and above all else, and I wanna make sure this is very clear when we're in this conversation right now, is I do not subscribe to being that fucking annoying ass rep that's, like, hounding them about stupid stuff and, like, continuing for no purpose. Like, if you have somebody that's really frustrated and doesn't want your call, then respect that.
Yes,
Respect
absolutely.
respect that. But it's very
And
different than
Ryan, give me a moment to double down on that real quickly. I want to just educate anyone who's not thinking this way. If you got them on the phone once just now and they're not ready for the conversation, and you respect it, and you try them back a week later, 3 weeks later, a month and a half later, you're going to get them on the phone again with a very high probability. So just accept the no right now. Cold calling is by nature an interruption.
Correct.
Necessarily. It's an interruption. And I don't know what I'm interrupting the other person doing. People will sometimes mindlessly answer the phone, or thinking it's someone else answer the phone, kid's school, or maybe a client, or they're in the business where they're going to answer their phone quite a bit anyway. Point is, it's still interrupting whatever they were doing when they answered, more often than not. And so if they're not ready for it, I've gotten a cold call before. I was like 12 minutes before a very big sales pitch presentation. I thought it was someone else. I answered the phone. It was someone trying to pitch me on something. I had no attention span for it in that moment. But if that person calls me back the next day, I would have been in a different headspace. So try them back. Accept the no and try them back. It's always in the follow-up. There are fat stacks in the circle backs.
Yeah. And you don't wanna be known until you wanna be known too. So when you're like, again, the person who's like, "How'd you get my number? Who is this? What is this about?" Like, very aggressively, you may just wanna be like, "Hey, that's not a problem. Completely respect it. I'll make sure you don't get called from this number again," and just hang up the number and get out of there. They don't know who you are, why you're calling, etcetera, and it's probably a good idea to not be like, "Oh, I'm with this company. This is my title." Then all of a sudden, they're
Right.
gonna be frustrated. That's an individual where, again, you don't know enough about it, but you could try them back in a couple weeks. They're not going to remember it. Maybe timing's a little bit different. They might act differently. You don't want to be known until you want to be known. If they act the same way again, then you might want to do a similar tactic and just remove them from your list, because there's no point of calling someone who isn't going to be receptive to a conversation aggressively. Now,
Yeah.
there's also somebody who you can just kind of hear, you caught them at the worst possible time. They're just busy. They sound stressed. Who knows what's going on in their life? It could be personal, it could be business. Doesn't really matter. Don't want to be known until I want to be known. It's not a problem. I'll get out of your hair. And then there's also the people that are just asking the question because they're genuinely interested. Like, "Well, this is so crazy." Like we had this with Hathora all the time because we were calling the gaming developers, and that came up a lot. They're like, "How did you get my number?" But the relevance was so high because we were name dropping like one of the top gaming developers in the
Yeah.
marketplace. So they were
That
like,
they would
they
go
were
with
okay.
it.
They were okay with the conversation, but they're like, how the heck did you get my number? They're not people that put their numbers out there. They didn't need to know why or how or whoever. And a lot of them were moving forward to continuing the conversation. They were just generally asking the question, like, "This is really interesting. I don't get a lot of calls like this. How the hell did you get it?" And so it's just like a red herring. They're just asking the question because they're like, how are you reaching me? How'd you
Yeah.
know that this was me on this is my phone to reach me? And then there's the other people that are just not wanting you to call them. And so you have to put your freaking brain on. This is the thing that kills me with all these tactics, is that people hear one thing and then they take it as gospel without putting the thing between their ears and thinking. Like situational awareness is key here.
Situational awareness is huge. Well, we're definitely doing a video on that soon. But yeah.
I mean, you have to, like, you can't just be like, hey, this is how you resolve this. You can call it objection or statement or information that's being provided. How do you resolve that? Well, again, situational awareness. It depends on where it came in the conversation. More often than not, tactical empathy, right? The mirroring method, all these things that Chris Voss talks about are really powerful tools to help you engage the prospect without frustrating them further, to de-escalate a situation and then just move forward if the time's right, or move out in a respectful way without burning your company's reputation.
And you can always try them back.
Exactly right. If they're the right person at the right account and you passionately, genuinely believe you can serve them, that's very different than if you're blindly calling through a list and then you're just like barking back at prospects, which I see
Absolutely.
all the time. It's like,
Absolutely.
it's the person who posts on LinkedIn about a VP. Oh, I called a VP sales and
Yeah.
I feel sorry for their sales team. It's like you have no idea what was going on. You know, you're probably calling them at a really terrible time. They're probably not hitting their numbers, etc., which is why you probably can serve them. And instead of you just being okay with that and trying them back later to see if their situation's a little bit better at a later time when they're going to be a little bit more receptive, you sit there and like have to go tell people that someone yelled at you on the phone. Like, grow the fuck up. Like,
Yeah. And you know,
it's the job.
the punchline here is stop being thirsty. Stop
Yes.
trying to push and push and push. Instead, stay hungry. Create some pull. Try them back. It's okay. You got more fish in the sea. You can go call more people. If this person answered, you can always try them back. If you enjoyed this episode, stay tuned. We're going to do a second part to this. Again, I'm Ronan Pesar. With me is Ryan Reiser. We're the Outbound Operators. Hit subscribe, drop some comments down below if you want to hear us handle certain situations. If you have a specific objection you cannot overcome, let us know what it is. Until then, happy hunting.
Peace.